What we're now going to talk about is how you can develop your material further before starting to talk about how you can structure it. We're actually at the fun bit now. We get to really experiment with the different rhythms and different sounds you've recorded and sort of put them alongside each other just to see how they sound and get really creative with it and have a bit of fun. I actually want to keep this project intact just in case I make any mistakes when I'm developing my work. So what I'm now going to do is I'm going to make sure I've saved this. You can do that by clicking up there. I have. Now go back to the library, but what you need to do is clicking on these three dots here, click copy project. It will then copy your project and it will give it the same name again, but I'd suggest give it a new name. Like mine was house music, so I've put house music developed ideas new. This project here is one I'd worked on earlier, so I'll show you a bit more for that a bit later on in the project. But what I then want you to do is once you've copied it and created a new project, you'll notice that what I've done here is I've taken all the loops off of my sounds and lined them all back up at the beginning, because that gives me an opportunity to sort of have a listen to them on their own. Now at this stage, what I would suggest you do is go through all of your rhythms one by one, just to really help yourself to really sort of get a good idea of the different rhythms you've got. The best way to do that is click the little S on each track. So I'll click that now, and if I hit play, you'll hear that it's just played back that rhythm. If I take that off, that's short for solo, by the way. So it solos that track, so that's the only one you hear. If I put them all back now, so you can hear all my sounds playing back at the same time, and that's a bit busy at the moment, so that's why we're going to develop it as well. So I'd go through every single one, I'd have a look. The other thing you might want to do at this stage is when you listen back, does the rhythm feel like it's a driving rhythm that can carry on its own, or is it a sort of a rhythm that would benefit from having something else added to it? You might also like to think about the different types of rhythms you've got. You've got different types of sounds, maybe metallic, glass, wooden, for example. It may be high pitch, low pitch. You know, those are the kind of things we want to be really aware of before we develop our material, because then you might start thinking of ideas about how that might develop further. So that's where we're up to now. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to take you through a few different techniques that you can use to develop your material further. And then I'm actually going to let you use all your creativity to create your own piece of music. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you might like to think about your structure and how we use contrast in our piece. But other than that, it's really going to be over to you to develop it a lot further. So we'll move on to the next tutorial now.